because the element is rotated. So what we found out that happened is that by inserting a vibration into the lock, if you find the right resonance frequency for this little part in the motor, it starts to wiggle left and right until it's in the open position, and then it remains open. So Multilock, after quite some persuasion, sent us some samples, and after that it went really silence again. So there's not much to say about the new locks that they sent. At first we couldn't open them. We now think we have some attack vectors. But the bottom line is that Mark Tobias and Tobias Blusmanis bought a couple of these locks that supposedly were 6 weeks old, and they can still bypass them, open them, manipulate them. I'm not sure. What we have seen from these people is that they have bought, they tried to get the whole range in the Click series, and so far I think that they can either open or bypass or manipulate all these locks into doing things that they're not made for, and that circumvents the lock files in some of these Click factories, Click families. However, there's a different approach between these two American researchers and us, and they say we will only tell the lock manufacturers what the problem is if you replace all the locks at your cost to the customers. Now, which in itself is, a great thing to say, but if you don't say what exactly the problem is, how is the lock manufacturer going to say, okay, I'll do that? He has no clue what it is. So it's a dilemma. And this is their approach, and they're saying so they gave this DEF CON presentation, and they were not saying how they exactly were doing it. They were keeping that in the dark. And we give you the details in the research where we are now. Multilock knows this, that this is coming. And instead of, we give you 6 months or however long it takes you to open it within reasonable boundaries, of course. But what we see happening is that there's a lot of security through obscurity now getting into this lock field. We all know, security through obscurity. In the long term, it doesn't work. It gives a false sense of security. The arm race is getting pretty dirty. It used to be, I find an exploit, I publish, you fix it, I try to find another exploit. And now what we see is we are meeting this lock company at the ELF convention. And we say, we heard you made some improvements in the lock. Yes, we did. What did you change? Yeah, I'm not saying because before you know it, there will be a publication. I said, well, I can buy the locks. Well, then, buy the locks, and we'll even send you some locks. But we are not going to tell you exactly what you did, what we did. And now these researchers seem to be more or less following the same strategy. Yeah, we can open your locks, and, we will only tell you if you come up to our demands. And I don't think that this field is getting any better by both the lock manufacturers and with the other approach. I can understand all these things. I mean, if you keep it all secret, it takes a little bit longer to find out. On the other hand, it's implemented then in more locks. So really, this open source lock from Michael Hübner and the gang, I really am in big favor of that. And I really hope that it will get somewhere. And actually, I'm convinced it will get somewhere. We will not go in the route of, saying that we can open something but not show it, if we can avoid it. You never know it, but we'll try the best we can to do the right thing. This is then the end of the presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Are there questions?
I'm sure there are questions. Can I? Yes, there's one.
Hello. Thanks. A great presentation.
Thank you.
So, as I got from it, some of the better locks come with a sort of warranty against future exploits. So the manufacturer will include in the price, or how does the economic model works? How is this warranty against exploits included?
For
how long time they will replace the locks?
The model seems to be now, sorry, we have a defect in the lock, buy a new one. That seems to be the philosophy now. Sorry, the lock is broken, buy a new one.
Okay, so nobody actually wants to do recalls, exchanges.
Well, we've seen with Salto and Ullman and Zucker, they did the right thing by fixing the problems and going out in the field, but not everybody is doing that. Some manufacturers are saying, we don't care, just buy a new model. It's not a subscription.
But there's no official warranty included. They did it voluntarily, out of free will, say.
I did not forget that last part, but we can talk about it after the presentation.
Other people? Other questions? I'm quite sure that people have questions, remarks.
Okay.
No.
No.
Yes,
Oh.
yes, somebody.
Did you actually find out why the lock that you opened with vibration also opened with the what's called the devil's ring?
Yes, because the rotations of the lock, of the ring, it created the right vibrations that you got into this resonance frequency of the part. So it's because of all this ka-dung, the ring is spinning around, making contact with the core, with the body of that lock. And because it was vibrating, that's what happened. At least that's what we think. But it's most likely that this is the case.
What kind of lock do you have on your front door?
I have a Salto on my front door.
Okay. The good one? With the hashes?
This one, not with the hashes. It's better than your conventional lock.
Okay, yeah, I've got multi-lock on my front door. So.
Well.
Any more questions? No? Thank you for a great presentation. Yes.
Thank you.
And all of you, sleep well and see you again tomorrow for the last HAR Day.